Hello students, very good evening. I hope that you have given your TGPSC Group1 preliminary exam in a much good manner. So, ఈరోజు వచ్చిన క్వశ్చన్ పేపర్ చూసుకుంటే there are few questions which are lengthier and there are questions which are very small and shorter. But getting into all this, getting apart from all those nuances, paper is okay. I mean doable. So that's what my understanding is. So now, as myself, Emmanuel Sandeep, I'll be dealing with this geography and environment. Let's get into this understanding of these questions and the probable answers for this questions related to geography and environment. And if you wish to have and undergo this mains programs, yes, you can join my Telegram channel, which I'll trying to give you in the description. So I'll be informing you mostly post your UPSC preliminary examination, that is, which is on this coming Sunday. After that, I'll be announcing the date, and even before that, I'll announce the date, and after that, we'll start this mains program, wherein I'll try to give you a good amount of information and subject value of each and every subtopic of geography and environment for your main examination. As well, I'll also try to give you a good amount of questions for your practice, and where I myself will be evaluating your papers, whether you have been online and offline. So if you're interested, you can just connect with me. So let's get into this question paper understanding. So let's start with the questions, and before I start, and because of this jumbling of your questions and jumbling your options, I'll be highlighting the question as well as I'll be highlighting the options. Please understand those in a proper manner, because your question number, your options might be different from the one which I try to discuss. Okay, so mundukelli manam let's try to understand these questions. So now the first question which we are going to discuss: arrange the following states in descending order based on the percentage of geographical area under recorded forest in 2021 as per the India State of Forest Report 2021 published by the Forest Survey of India. So they're trying to ask you with regard to recorded forest area. So there are different kinds of forests, isn't it? I'm not going to explain all those things now. So whichever the forest which is considered to be, whichever the area which is considered to be as a forest which has been recorded under the government records. So now, what is the percentage of that forest area in each and every state with respect to its geographical area? And of this, yes, the state of Mizoram has got the highest amount of forest area within its geographical area. So now, as I try to understand this, Mizoram has got somewhere around 84.53% of your forest area within its geographical area, followed by Arunachal Pradesh, which has got somewhere around 79.33%. And then you have Nagaland, which has got somewhere around 73.9%. And the least is Sikkim, which is 47.08%. So they're asking you about descending order from the highest to the lowest. So now what we are supposed to do is, the first should be the C, Mizoram, and then followed by Arunachal Pradesh, C, D, and then you have A, and then you have B. But you're not going to find this option in your answers. So this can be, this option is not there, but the actual answer should be Mizoram, Arunachal Pradesh, Nagaland, and Sikkim. So please understand this and try to note down yourself. Moving further, so that is your descending order from the highest to the lowest. So the maximum amount of forest area is observed across the state of Mizoram. Now moving further, the next question: in which country was the Conference of Parties COP26 held? It's again a factual data. They are not going to ask. They are not asking you 28, which was held in the recent past, but they're asking about Glasgow. COP26. The answer is Glasgow. So it's a factual answer. Again, factual question. Even the first earlier question is also a factual question. Now moving further. The next question. Which of the following schemes is aimed at promoting chemical-free natural farming? 1. Agricultural Mechanization Scheme, Farmer Producer Organization Scheme, Viksit Kisan Bharat Scheme, Bharatiya Prakritik Krishi Paddhati. So the answer for promoting chemical-free natural farming, the answer is directly 4, that is Bharatiya Prakrit Krishi Paddhati. Moving further. Consider the following statements related to Mumbai Trans Harbour Link, which has been recently inaugurated as well, which has helped in reducing the amount of distance between this mainland Mumbai and the Navi Mumbai region or the Navasheva region. So now the first option, it says that it is a road bridge connecting Mumbai city with Navi Mumbai. That's true. It begins in Parel, South Mumbai, and crosses Thane Creek and terminates at Chirel village near Navasheva. But the small mistake over here is the Parel. It's not Parel, it is Sarvai. So it begins in Sarvai of South Mumbai and crosses Thane Creek and terminates at Chirel village near Navasheva. So the answer should be, only A should be the answer. So over here it is 4. In your question paper it might be a different one. So please make note of it. So the answer should be A only. Now moving further. Consider the following statements. See, the mapping questions has also been changed a lot in this question papers. It's a very good thing where our preparation and the level of preparation will be now changed by this kind of question papers with related to mapping. So now the Asaraopet Assembly Constituency area extends to the easternmost part boundary of Telangana state. Is it true? Yes, it's very true. And for your better understanding, I have also taken a small map of this assembly constituencies, not the entire Telangana, a small part of the Telangana, where this part is your Ashwaraupeta constituency. This is the greener one. And this part, this is the second statement. Adilabad Assembly Constituency area extends to the northernmost part boundary of Telangana state. So Adilabad Assembly Constituency area extends to the northernmost part or boundary of Telangana state. That's true. So the entire assembly constituency area has been extending to the northernmost part of the boundary. So at times this can be a you may have a differing options as well, because this is both constituency. This might be observed to be a much more further to the north, but not the entire area. Only a small part of the area has been extended. But the entire assembly constituency of the Adilabad has been extended to the northernmost part boundary. Well, moving further. So the option, which of the above statements is correct? And for this, I go for 2, A and B. Let's wait for the Telangana's Public Service Commission's key as well. So this is both A and B. Moving further. According to Köppen's climatic classification, a larger area of the Telangana state falls under. And if you have properly studied geography and understood the map as well of Köppen's, you will be trying to give a much better answer for this. It's very easy. So you have hot semi-arid climate as well in Telangana. You'll find a small finger-like projection across the regions of Telangana across the region in a vertical form. But that is BSHW, which is hot semi-arid climatic condition. But majority part of your Telangana has got tropical savanna climate, that is AW. Please make a note of it. Moving further. Consider the following statements. Kaulasnala and Boggalavagu irrigation projects are located in Godavari basin. That's very true. One is in Nizamabad district and the other one is in Karimnagar district, which is a part of your Godavari basin. And next, Kotipalli Vagu and Asif Nahar irrigation projects are located in Krishna basin. Yes, very true. Kotipalli Vagu, which is a part of Krishna, close to the regions of Krishna and the regions of Nalgonda. It's a small river. And then Asif Nahar irrigation project, I mean Kotipalli Vagu project, as well as this Asif Nahar irrigation project. Asif Nahar is part of your Musi. So with Musi region, I mean along the river paths of Musi. So both these irrigation projects are located in the Krishna basin. Even that's also true. Which of the above statements is are correct? So both A and B are correct. Now moving further. Arrange the following districts in ascending order. Arrange the following in the districts in the ascending order in terms of their female literacy rate based on 2011 census. So again, it's a tricky question where you are supposed to remember a good amount of facts, but normally as we try to study, I mean we'll try to understand the first 5 which is at the highest and also the bottom 5 which is at the least. So if you can properly recollect this information, that's very easy. I mean that's what we have done in our when we are trying to prepare this state government exams. Now moving further. So for your better understanding, I have also given you a small picture of your factual data. So Joglamba Gadwal, which has got the least amount of literacy rate, which is about 49.87. So it should start from C, and then Narayanpet D, and then A, and then it should be E and B, but it should be C, D, A and E and B, but we do not have that option. So we do have only one option, C, D, A, B, A. So this can be a right answer, but let's wait for the TSPSC scheme. But based on the actual information, it is the least is Joglamba Gadwal. And as we move further, yes, Vanaparthi has 55.67 and it's slightly higher across Medak, which is 56.12. It is from your official websites of Telangana as well, which I'm trying to quote. So this might be a mistake from Telangana, I mean the TGPSC board. So the answer is, I mean as of now we can mark 4th, which can be a true one, but this B and E should be again shuffled on either sides. Now moving further. I hope I'm done with this earlier question. This question with regard to 2011 census. Ascending order from the least to the highest. So the least is Joglamba Gadwal. Okay, fine. Now moving further, the next question. It's completely a geographical question. If you are thorough with your concepts or geographical information, you will be doing this. First statement, continental shelves of the continent are continental marginal areas submerged under oceanic waters. Very true. Continental shelves are very wide and extensive along the western coast of South America, where high mountains are very close and parallel to the coast. See, continental shelves are, as you try to read out the latest statement of the fag-end of that statement, high mountains are very close and parallel to the coast. That's very true. But along the west coast, that do not have a wider coast, but it has got a very narrower coast. So that's a wrong statement. Extensive continental shelves are found around Newfoundland. That's very true. Along your northeastern coast of USA or eastern coast of USA, you have Newfoundland Bay, which has got a much wider continental shelf, which is a good fishing zone as well. Next one, many marginal seas are located on the continental shelves of North Atlantic. Even marginal seas are there. Smaller seas and many marginal seas are located along the continental shelves of North Atlantic. That's very true. So A, C, D is the right answer. So A, C, D can be your right answers. Right answer. Next, moving further. Which of the following fluvial landforms are associated with rejuvenated topography? So always a river rejuvenates. Enduku rejuvenate avutundi ante? Yes, sea level padipoyina, sea level perigina, or landmass uplift aina, or landmass subduct aina, you get to see river gets rejuvenated. Dani yokka path maarutundi. So appudu emoutundi rejuvenation ante ఏ రివర్ అయితే ఓల్డ్ అయిపోయిందో మళ్ళీ యంగ్గా అవ్వడాన్ని రీజువనేషన్ అంటున్నాం. సో ఇక్కడ Which of the following fluvial landforms are associated with regenerative topography? Yes, very true. Incised meanders are a part of your regenerative topography. Entrenched meanders, both are almost one and the same. A slight difference with related to asymmetrical activities and symmetrical activities. And nick point, where you get to see origination of your rapids and waterfalls. Nick points because of your either because of your landform upliftment and subduction, or because of your sea level changes. You get to see nick point. But natural reefs, no. See, natural reefs are the one which are formed along the lateral ways of your river paths, and they are just as deposited materials, sedimentary deposited materials brought down by the rivers. So, which of the following landforms are associated with rejuvenated topography? Yes, it is A, B, C. So, your answer should be 3, A, B, C. Next, moving further. Which of the following climate is also known as sclerophyll ecosystem? What is a sclerophyll ecosystem? It is something like wherever you have the leaves which are very thick and waxy, where the leaves are not allowing the water to evaporate at a faster rate. Most of the time along the fruit growing regions or the fruit orchid region, that is your Mediterranean climate. So Mediterranean climate has got this sclerophyll kind of ecosystem or a biome. Now moving further, next question. Consider the following two statements. Assertion: orographic precipitation results when moving moisture-laden air strikes a topographic barrier and is forced upwards. Reason: most of the precipitation falls on the windward side of the barrier and the leeward side is likely to be dry. So it is again a conceptual statements. If you are thorough with your concepts, you will be trying to answer this. So moisture-laden winds or moisture-laden air strikes a topographic barrier. So now, due to this, most of the precipitation falls on the windward side of the barrier. So windward slopes receives good amount of precipitation, while the leeward side is likely to be drier. So both A and R are true, and R is the correct explanation of A. Next question. Consider the following statements with reference to minerals manganese in India. So this is again a tricky question to answer at times, because you may not be reading the entire information with related to manganese mineral in such a way generally. But if you are from an optional background, or if you have thoroughly done with your geography in a much better manner, you may answer this at times. And if you can try to understand, Odisha is the state with highest reserves in India. Yes, very true. It is an essential input in steel making in alloy form. It's also very true. Pyrolusite is the ore of manganese. Yes, it's an ore, one of the ore of manganese. And the gondite and cordite deposits are rich in manganese ore. That's also very true. One is in Odisha, the other one is in Madhya Pradesh. So these deposits are very rich in manganese ore. So all the statements given here are true. Which of the above statements is correct? A, B, C, D, third one. Well, moving further. Match the following national parks and their states. Tadoba, yes, it's in Maharashtra. Madhav National Park, Madhya Pradesh. Dudhwa National Park, Uttar Pradesh, and Bandipur in Karnataka. So A should be 3, A3, B 4, C is Uttar Pradesh, Dudhwa is Uttar Pradesh, C 2. So this should be your answer. Well, so that's your answer. Now moving further. The next question. The term os, aman and boro are related to which crop grown in a year? It's very easy. So the three crops of paddy grown in West Bengal and good parts of Assam and Odisha, where these terminologies have been used. So os, aman and boro. So the option is 1. Next, the next question. Match the following about the drinking water standards with acceptable limits. I mean, it's again a tricky question. I mean, I assume that you may guess, if you can guess it, but leave it. So again, ferrous 0.3, manganese is some around 0.1. That's the amount of acceptable limits of this elements in the water. I mean, that is what I'm trying to talk about is the TDS, the total dissolved salts, or the entire mineral constituents which is present in the water, because water is also with good amount of minerals. So the minerals like, yes, Fe, there is 0.3, manganese 0.1, and now these are very true. So let's understand. A is 2 and A is 2. You have two different options, but manganese is 4, Mn is 4, that is 0.1. So where do you find? Yes, you're able to see this over here. So the answer is 1. I mean, based on this question paper, A2, B4, C3 and D1. Next, moving further. Which of the following statements, which of the following statements are true about greenhouse gases? So you know very much about as to what are greenhouse gases and how they have been released into the atmosphere, isn't it? So now it's a very easy question actually. Greenhouse gases absorb long wave radiation from the earth. Is it true? Yes, very true. Because the sun, as it is emitting its light, the short waves have been received onto the earth, and as the earth is reflecting back, re-radiating back, it is your long waves. So long waves are moving back into the space. So greenhouse gases absorb. What is this greenhouse gases which have been like CO2, methane, SO2? So these are all your different SF6. I mean, these are all your greenhouse gases. These being in the atmosphere try to absorb this long wave radiations, so from the earth. Next, the greenhouse effect is responsible for heating of the earth surface and the atmosphere. It's very true, because the atmosphere and the earth's surface has been heated because of this greenhouse effect. I mean, you generally see around us as well and within your cities. It's very common. So greenhouse effect is responsible for heating the earth's surface and the atmosphere. It's very true. That's the reason why you have higher temperatures within the city area as well, because of your industrial activity and vehicular emissions. Next, greenhouse effect causes El Nino effect. See, this is again a challenging statement, because there is no foolproof data until now saying that yes, greenhouse effect is causing El Nino effect, because it is trying to enhance the periodicity of El Nino, and there are greater amount of researches which has been undergoing, and there is no foolproof, and we cannot conclude the statement, or you cannot completely say that this is causing this El Nino. The greenhouse effect is causing El Nino. You cannot generalize the statement in such a way. So it's again, no, you cannot. Few of the direct greenhouse gases are under Kyoto Protocol are CO2, CH4, SF6, SO2. See, under Kyoto Protocol, we have both direct gases as well as indirect gases. I mean, in direct gases, we have 7 different gases, and in indirect gases, we have 4. Among this, few of the direct greenhouse gases under Kyoto Protocol are CO2, yes, it's a direct gas. CH4 is a direct gas. SF6 is also a direct gas, and SO2 is not a direct gas, and it is an indirect gas. So even D is also a wrong statement. So A and B are true. So the answer is for A and B only. Okay. Next, moving further. Collapsing of polar vortex contributes to stabilization of ozone layer because it. So if you have understood this as to what polar vortex is, you will be able to understand, you will be able to answer this question. See, generally this is one which is seen along your higher latitudes. In the higher altitudes of higher latitudes, I mean, if you can properly recollect, from the regions of tropopause until the regions of mesosphere, this specific polar vortex conditions prevail, where the temperatures falls, and due to this, the ozone gets affected in a different manner. Now, whenever this polar vortex collapse, yes, it is actually helping the ozone to build its and reduce the hole as well. It is a positive thing when the polar vortex collapse. If the polar vortex is stronger, yes, the ozone hole might be much more bigger and it gets bigger holes. Or the O3 gets depleted. But because of this collapse of polar vortex, it's a positive note where there is a greater chance for building or healing of ozone hole. So now collapsing of polar vortex contributes to the stabilization of ozone layer because it disperses ozone destroying forms of chlorine. It's very clear. Okay. So the answer is 1, disperses ozone destroying forms of chlorine. Now, moving further. Select the correct statements regarding the effects of climate change. Decrease in global temperatures, increase the sea ice, expansion of tropical forest. You should read the entire sentence properly, each word after word. Select the correct set of statements. It may be set me two sets or 3 sets, but you have only one option. You are supposed to. This can be considered two sets. This is 1, 2, 3. So that's how you can understand the sets. So the answer is, decrease in global temperatures, increased sea ice, expansion of tropical forest, no. Decrease in ocean acidity, reduce CO2 emissions, increase glacier mass, no. Because at times, if at all climate change happen, this increased glacier mass increases. CO2 emissions, reduced CO2 emissions is not a very good phenomenon. You should see this emissions of CO2 as well in different forms. Decrease in ocean acidity, no, you cannot. Reduced agricultural productivity, decrease in renewable energy sources, increased polar bear population, increased sea level, more intense hurricanes, species migration. This is much more relevant, and this set is much more relevant. So the answer is 4, increase the sea level, more intense hurricanes, species migration. Actually, the kind of question which has been asked is not very much good as per my things. But yes, for this, you may have a much more better statements which can be done. See, climate change can be a both negative as well as positive. It alters the climate. Alteration of climate differs in different forms. See, in the past, you find glaciation, so increase in the ice mass of the ice. But now we are in the phase of deglaciation. So it differs from region to period to period. Yes, as of now, the effect of climate change has led to increased sea level. That's very true. Because there is melting of glaciers, intense hurricanes and species migration. I'm not going to explain all these things now. Moving further, 4 can be a much better option. So let's get into the next question. Match the following acts, rules in India with respect to the year of passing. So again, this is a very easy question. If you properly prepared for this exam, you'll be trying to straight away answer this question. So Forest Conservation Act, so we are very much aware of it, 1980. Wildlife Protection Act, 1972. National Green Tribunal, 2010. So until here, it's one and the same. See, 3 and 4 statements over here. A5, B1, C4. A5, B1, C4. Now, the game is over here now. The Hazardous Waste Management Handling Transboundary Movement First Amendment Rules. So amendment rules in the year 2016. So this is 2016. And lastly, if you are aware of this, your answer is done. Next, E, Biological Diversity Act, which is in the year 2002. Done. So the answer is 3, that is A5, B1, C4, D2 and E3. So that's your answer. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm hindering the option as well. Yeah. So the next question, yellow revolution is related to. You're all aware of this. The answer is oil seed production. So the answer is 3. Next question. The next question. According to India's State of Forest Report 2021, the percentage of the country's geographic area covered by forest is approximately. Straight away answer is 21.7%. It's again a factual information. Next, match the following lift irrigation projects barrage with the rivers. So Kalavakurti lift irrigation project. So it is related to Krishna river. Nizam Sagar project, Godavari. So this is done. Now, Devudala lift irrigation scheme, Manjira. Chanaka Korata barrage, yes, Penganga. So the answer option should be A2, B1, C4 and D3. So this is your answer. Over here, as per this question paper, it is 4. Yeah. Okay. I'm so sorry because my body is hindering the options. Oh, so that's all. So that's the end of all the questions which are related to geography and environment. I hope you have got the basic understanding of those questions and the answers. As I told you, yes, the question paper is slightly lengthy with related to few of the questions of arithmetic, mental ability as well. But in polity, it is again straight direct. It's a good balance of this question paper. It's neither easy nor difficult. It's a well balanced question paper if you are prepared properly. Before I conclude, again a small note that if you want to have a much better understanding of geography and environment for your main examination, you can just contact me. You can ping me on my personal number, which I'll trying to give you now in the description. And if you want to join my Telegram channel for the updates, you can just join my Telegram channel for the updates of when I'm going to start with your mains program. Because most of the students will be even attempting UPSC prelims. That's the reason I'm trying to delay it. So the moment once that prelims is done, I'll be starting in the next 1 or 2 days. Even your geography completely, I'll be trying to give you a little amount of notes, the explanation, along with the question and the answer discussions. Okay, I'll not just take a question, write down the answer and give you and explain it. But I'll try to give you a good amount of understanding as to how to frame an answer and what can be your keywords which can be dragged into this answers properly. Because there are 2 units of your geography which is very much difficult at times, because there are few areas with related to gather the content. So if you feel that you need some good amount of support, yes, I'm always there. I'll try to support for that 2 areas. So that's all for now. Thank you very much. Bye bye.